Okay, hello everybody. My name is Lucy Foster and I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar about choosing postgraduate study here at the University of Derby. So the agenda for this evening's presentation will be starting with a presentation that will include a brief introduction to the university. Then we have David Orton, one of our senior lecturers from the Derby Business School, who will be giving you an overview about what it's like to study at postgraduate level here, what you can expect from us when you arrive, and what we would expect from you as a postgraduate student. Robert Fowler from our Student Money and Advice team will give an overview of some of the financial support options available to you, including student loans, scholarships and discounts. And then we have Antonia Fox from our admissions team, who'll be talking through the admissions process and set you on your way to applying to study with us. We're also joined by Danielle, who is one of our postgraduate students on an MRes Social Science and Humanities programme, and she'll be on hand to answer any questions that you have. So the presentation should last for around 20 minutes and we'll have plenty of time for questions at the end. And during the presentation, you may have noticed there is a text chat facility. So if you have any questions, then you can post them in the text chat and then we will be monitoring those and we'll aim to answer as many of your questions as possible at the end of the presentation. So firstly, for those of you who aren't familiar with the university, we are located in the heart of England. We're in an excellent position to access all that the UK has to offer. We have campuses in Derby, Buxton and Chesterfield, and each of them has state-of-the-art facilities in beautiful surroundings. And here on the screen, you can just see some of our achievements in recent years, which we're incredibly proud of. We've been rated one of the top 20 establishments in the country for academic experience and top 10 for postgraduate student experience. We've been the second most recommended university and 13th in the country for postgraduate teaching quality. And in the past few years, we've invested heavily in both modern, well-equipped facilities and cutting-edge research. The University of Derby prides itself on delivering 4 key areas of excellence. We offer state-of-the-art facilities in modern, vibrant campuses. Our postgraduate courses are built to provide the greatest possible chance of employability for our students. Our teaching is amongst the best in the country, and in terms of both the quality of our research and our classroom student experience. We're also incredibly proud to be the only university in Derby, a city bristling with opportunity, activity and variety, that's located at the heart of the UK with fantastic access to major cities. So just briefly talking about our facilities. So across 3 campuses, the university provides a fantastic mix of beautiful period buildings, but also modern purpose-built constructions. The quality of our facilities ensures that students are experiencing environments and technology on par with the highest levels of industry. And in the past 10 years, we've invested about £200 million on study, sport, recreation and wellness facilities to ensure that we're providing you with the best possible experience as a postgraduate student. Some of the examples, just briefly, we've got a new sports centre, and this includes a state-of-the-art gym. It has fitness classes, a climbing wall, squash courts, tennis courts, etc. And as a postgraduate student here, you would have access to the sports centre. We have a forensic house with replica crime scenes and a blood spatter room. We have industry standard kitchens and the Dome restaurant at our Buxton campus. We have a purpose-built Crown Court. We have an NHS standard hospital ward. We also own and run Derby Theatre, which is a working commercial theatre in the city. We've got a computer games lab. So there really is lots of different facilities to enable you to have a really fantastic student experience. Sorry, move the slides along. There we go. So employability. Our amazing facilities are provided for one reason above all others, and that's to improve the employment possibilities and opportunities for our students. So we know that our postgraduate students have one eye on their next step and need to be sure that their commitment to further study will pay off when it comes to your career. And that's why we work so hard to produce postgraduate students who have all of the practical and theoretical foundations so that you can move seamlessly into the workplace.
Thank you very much, Lucy. So my name is David Orton. I'm a senior lecturer in international strategy management and also the MBA program leader here at the University of Derby. The student experience provided by the University of Derby has been rated as amongst the best in the country. One of the reasons our students have such a great experience throughout their study is, of course, the quality and professionalism of our teaching. Our postgraduate courses have been built by professional and academic experts with employability and up-to-date content firmly in mind. But how we teach is just as important as what we teach. A great number of our academics have come from industry or are still involved in industry. They know what it takes to succeed in their specialist areas. They are aware of the latest industry trends and developments and what employers are increasingly looking for. And the majority of our postgraduate courses have less than 20 students in them, ensuring all students benefit from quality directed time with academics. I'm now going to pass over on to Danielle, who is going to talk about the City of Derby.
Hi there guys, my name's Danielle, as David said, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the City of Derby itself. And we're confident that that's one of the keys to our success. We're proud to be the only university in our city and our county and consider Derby to be a fantastic city to live and study. Derby is vibrant, growing, multicultural, and it's a mix of the buzz of a modern urban life and a beautiful picturesque countryside. The region's absolutely brilliant for business as well. There's been £3 billion invested in the city over the past 10 years, and Derby is in the top 10 for creating jobs, such as Rolls-Royce, Toyota and Bombardier. Derby has the highest wages in the East Midlands and is ranked second in the UK as the best place to make a living. But once you're making that living, what can you spend that money on? So we've got a great shopping centre here in Derby. It's also got the theatre attached to it, as my colleague Lucy said earlier. There's a vibrant nightlife and a music scene, and you can find me raving every Saturday night. Fantastic restaurants are all across the county, bars and coffee shops as well, although obviously no students drink, so you don't need those. And all of these places are really student friendly. If you want a change of pace as well, we've got the Peak District right on our doorstep, where I spent 3 years of my undergrad course, and you can get involved in walking, rock climbing, mountain biking and water sports. And finally, it's really easy to get anywhere else in the country from Derby. There's great transport links to all regions of the UK, and it's only 90 minutes to London by train. I'll hand you back over to David now to continue the presentation.
Many thanks, Danielle. If you're considering postgraduate study, it's important to be aware of what to expect from the step up from an undergraduate degree, or if you've not studied for a while. Postgraduate study is challenging. By its nature, it demands a lot of self-directed study and for a strong understanding of the subject prior to commencing. This understanding may have been gained via undergraduate study or following professional development, but you should review the content of your chosen course carefully and be comfortable with the level of debate and interrogation of information that will be involved. However, postgraduate study is designed to stretch and support students. It's not expected that you will come to your postgraduate course as a finished article. Our tutors and supervisors will help you grow into serious academics and well-rounded professionals. Class sizes are rarely larger than 20 students, with approximately 7 to 10 hours contact time a week, and tutors are available for one-to-one contact in person or via email at short notice for advice or guidance on your study. The majority of our academic postgraduate courses feature a mix of talk classes and research theses, whilst our practical courses often require the completion of a technical project or presentation of some sort. Additional features of studying at the University of Derby include one-to-one supervision with your tutors, excellent pastoral support, whether dealing with finance, well-being, housing, the library, study support, personal tutoring. We've already discussed the resources available to you. Each campus is a large and well-resourced library with quiet study areas, many of which are open late into the night or even 24 hours during some periods. At our Derby campus, we also have an on-site bookshop where you can order and purchase all of the books from your course's reading list. We have a large car park at our Keddeston Road campus and limited parking at our other sites too. Some of our taught postgraduate classes take place in the evening to provide flexibility to students who are continuing to work. The majority of our taught postgraduate courses and research opportunities can be completed full or part-time, and we are one of the UK's leading providers of online learning degrees and short courses. Students have access to our online portal, which is called UDO. This acts as a central hub through which you will receive all of your course information, coursework deadlines, and where you will submit your essays and receive your results, increasing flexibility as much as possible for those studying remotely or with other responsibilities.
Thank you. It's Rob Fowler, Student Money Advice and Rights Team Coordinator at the University of Derby. We have a range of discounts and scholarships available. Full details are available on our website, but I'm just going to pick out a few of the most popular ones today. Student loans, postgraduate master's loans of up to £10,609 are available as part of the student loan scheme for students normally resident in England under 60 years of age. Bursaries and studentships may also be available depending on circumstances and eligibility. European Union students are still eligible for student loans for courses starting in 2019, but are encouraged to complete application as soon as possible to avoid any possible future changes. Overseas students are not eligible for student loans, but we have a range of scholarships and discounts which you can benefit from, and I'll cover those in a moment. In addition, UK applicants may be eligible for additional support through Disabled Students Allowance, additional funding for social work or healthcare qualifications, funding for teaching qualifications, or funding via your employer. Overseas students will not be eligible for these channels of financial support. UK doctoral loans can also, UK doctoral students can also take advantage of a doctoral loan of up to £25,000. This loan is delivered by the UK government. Again, overseas students are not eligible. For alumni, a special 25% alumni discount is available for our full-time UK and EU 2017-18 graduates who wish to complete a master's degree. You will need to enrol in 2019-20 and be fully enrolled by the 31st of July 2020 for the discount to be applied. If you graduated before 2016-17, then you would still be eligible for a 10% alumni discount. The alumni discount for international students is £500. International scholarships, applicants from outside of the European Union and European Economic Area will automatically be assessed for a number of bursaries, scholarships and discounts without the need for any additional applications. At a minimum, all international studentships will qualify for a £2,000 discount on postgraduate taught course fees, which can be stacked with any other scholarships they may receive. Terms and conditions do apply to our discounts and offers, so please do check the website for full details and eligibility. This advice is not exhaustive, so please visit our website for more detailed information and terms and conditions. Just a note on course fees, our postgraduate degrees are competitively priced and exceptional value for money. Course fees will vary depending on which course you are studying, whether you are a home, EU or international student, and the mode of study, for example, on-campus study or online study. Again, for the latest fee information, please see individual course pages on the university website.
That's great. Thanks very much, Robert. We're now going to hear from Antonia, who will talk to you about applications.
Hello, so I'm Antonia. I work within the admissions team here at the University of Derby. We look at inquiries and applications from students. So once you've considered the study and financial requirements of postgraduate study, you'll be ready to complete your application. Before starting the process, you should have already made a clear decision on the course you're applying for. If you would like advice on your suitability for a course, you can find the programme leader's email address on the course webpage, as well as the entry requirements for the course. All applications for postgraduate study must be submitted online. All students, whether UK, EU or international, must first register with the My Derby online application, which you can do by following the application link on the course webpage. To complete and submit your application, you will need to have the following supporting documents and information. You will need your qualification details, including your grades and the dates these were taken, a scanned copy of your passport or other photo ID, a personal statement which details your interest for the course or the subject, a relevant reference from a manager, supervisor or tutor. You can upload this with your application in the additional documents section, or your referee can send this to us directly once you've submitted your application. International students are encouraged to apply through an agent. Your agent is can provide you with an 11-digit ID number which you'll need to add to your application. If you are an international applicant from India or an African country, you must apply through an agent. You can find the name of your local agent on our website. International students will also need to provide evidence of English language, often in the form of qualifications such as IELTS. And if you are applying from India, you will require UK VI IELTS. The majority of postgraduate courses do not have set deadlines for applications, but applications will close once all of the available places have been filled or enrolment for the course starts. Therefore, we would always suggest submitting an application sooner rather than later to give yourself plenty of time to ensure you're not disappointed if the course does close. Some of our postgraduate courses are conducted on a gathered field basis, which means they do have a set deadline. This is clearly advertised on the course webpage on our website, however, and it will state the deadline. Any applications for those courses can only be considered if they've submitted before the deadline. Once you've submitted your application, you will then receive a confirmation email to the email that you've registered your account with, confirming that we've received it. Once we then receive your application, the admissions team begin to assess it, and we respond to you approximately within 1 week, either to let you know if you've been successful, or if we request any further information, or if we need to invite you for an interview. Closer to the start of the course, which is typically at the end of August for a September start date, you will then start to begin information about enrolment, and you'll receive an invitation to enrol online, and that's only once you've received an unconditional offer which you've accepted. It is then at the point of enrolment where you'll need to make payments, arrange any invoices with sponsors, or confirm your student loan. If you do need any help with your application throughout the process, you can contact our admissions team. We'll be happy to help with every step. And once again, please visit the website for more detail on applications and entry requirements.
That's great. Thanks very much, Antonia. That is pretty much the end of our formal presentation. So we do have plenty of time now if you do have any questions for David, Antonia or Robert or Danielle. So please do just put your questions in the text chat, and then we'll be able to field those out to our team. Just while you're having a think about your questions, just in terms of next steps, what you can do after today, if you wanted to talk with one of our academic team about the programme that you're interested in, if you are local to Derby, you can visit us at our next postgraduate open evening, which is on Tuesday the 11th of May between 5 and 7 o'clock. That's at our Kettleston Road site in Derby. Or we can arrange a callback if you would like to speak directly with a programme leader at a mutually convenient time. All you need to do is email marketing@derby.ac.uk and we will be able to put you in touch with the programme leader. If you already know what you want to study, you're decided, you know exactly what you want to do, then really just all you need to do is simply submit your application form. So fill in the online form, submit that through, and as Antonio just explained, the admissions team will then review that and process that and get back in contact with you to let you know if you've been successful or if we need any additional information from you. And then also, if you haven't already, we do have a Facebook postgraduate group that's been set up specifically for inquirers and applicants. And by joining that, you can meet other people potentially who are studying the same course as you, who maybe are going to be living in Derby, so it just gives you the opportunity to make some connections before you actually start your course. And you can also post questions in there that our team would also pick up as well. And you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram to keep up to date with the latest news and information. And finally, just to say that if you would like more information about fees and funding, there is lots of information on the website. So please do have a look on there. Obviously, if there's anything else that you need more help or information, then you can just get in touch with the team here and we will be happy to help you. So, so thank you for listening. And it's now over to you for any questions that you have. Question here for Robert. Are student loans means tested? So UK student loans, are they means tested?
Okay, thank you. Now for postgraduate loans, dissimilar to undergraduate level, postgraduate loans are non-means tested. So they're not assessed on anyone's income. They are for set amounts. So for the master's loan, £10,609, and for the doctoral loan, £25,000 over the length of the course. But they are non-means tested. So anybody, regardless of previous or current income, can apply for those amounts.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks. We've got a question here. This one would be for Antonia. Do international students need to apply through an agent?
Thank you. So not all international students would be required to go through an agent, but it is definitely encouraged because they do help you through the process. If you are applying from India, Pakistan or Ghana, however, you will need to go through an agent. So you can find the list of our agents on our website, so you can find the one most local to you, and they will be able to then assist you with your application.
Another question for David. In terms of sort of timetabling, when will students find out information about the timetable? How does that information get to them and when could they expect that?
Okay, thank you very much, Lucy. So timetabling, what will typically happen is that once a student is enrolled on the course, they'll be invited to an induction week, which is normally the week preceding that classes start, and that entails a general sort of welcome, a meet and greet. It's a bit of a networking opportunity to meet other students that are on the program, a bit of an orientation where you'll also get to meet all of your teaching staff, and as part of that, you'll then be actually given your timetable for when your lectures are going to be occurring for the rest of that term. Classes typically are between Monday to Friday, between sort of 9 till 6. But as I alluded to earlier, typically about sort of 7 to 10 hours of contact time per week. So they can fall at any point during the course of that working week. That having been said, applicants can get in contact with the program leaders via the website for each of the programs, and from around about sort of July, August time onwards, we're able to give you an indicative timetable. It's highly unlikely that it will change until the actual day of delivery, but it's indicative at that stage, and then it gets confirmed at the induction week. Okay. Thank you very much.
So another question here about student loans. Somebody's asking when can I actually apply for student loans? I'll put that one over to Robert. Okay,
thank you. Yeah, with a timescale for application for student loans, if they're not yet available and you apply for student funding via gov.uk, if they're not available at the moment, it may be that the student loans company prioritising the undergraduate applications. So applications for postgraduate funding, because they're non-means tested, because they don't rely on any particular financial information, applications are normally much quicker. So it's the timescales aren't as critical before the courses start in September. The best advice really for anything to do with funding and funding application is to keep an eye on gov.uk under education and learning. If the application isn't open now, so it isn't open today, check in a week's time, just periodically, check on gov.uk. But once the application is open, like I say, because it's a non-means tested process, it's a relatively quick process of application.
That's fabulous. Thank you very much, Robert. I've got another question here that would be for Danielle. Danielle, is there any help available to transition to postgraduate study?
Thank you, Lucy. That's a really good question. Yes, there is. I was quite worried about transitioning from undergrad to postgrad and being out of my depth, but Derby taught me through the whole thing. So you can always email us at any point. If you just pop an email over to marketing@derby.ac.uk and your message will get answered there. You can also go directly to your course leader, which is what I did for a few things, and I actually met up with my course leader and went through everything through the transition to postgrad from undergrad to talk about what work I'll be required to do, and I found the whole process really, really streamlined and incredibly easy. The takeaway is there's absolutely nothing to be worried about, and to just ask if you have a question, because that's exactly what we're here for, to answer your questions and make sure that you end up in the right place on the right course and enjoying your time with us at Derby.
Fantastic. Thank you, Danielle. And question here that's come through, so regarding making an application and doing the personal statement, are there any tips or helpful advice for writing a personal statement? I'll field that one over to Antonia.
Thank you. So a personal statement is a really important aspect of the application because it's the one real personal aspect of your application. We don't get to really understand what you're interested in with regards to the course when you're just listing your qualifications. So personal statement is your opportunity to talk about why you're interested in the course. And from that, you can draw any work experience you've done, anything you've done in an undergraduate degree, any hobbies, any interests that are relevant that may be able to be relevant or may impact the decision when we're assessing your application. So for some courses, we do require elements of work experience. And so the personal statement is a really great opportunity for you to go in depth more there about the sort of things you've learned and done on your work experience. A really good place to start. We do have a personal statement builder on the website, but if you are at a loss how to start, I would recommend starting to write down hobbies and interests and modules you've done in your undergraduate degree that might be relevant, any books that you've read, anything that's driven your passion for the subject, and start building around that. And it is really useful when we're assessing your application to fully grasp why you're interested in the subject, but also why you'd be capable for study at that level.
Somebody has been asking about how you, in terms of getting to the campus. So if you were coming to the Kedleston Road site from the train station, and just to let you know that we do have, well, in fact, I'll field that one to Danielle. She can talk to you a little bit about the
Brilliant, thank you for that, Lucy. I've got to tell you, I'm really lazy. I drive my car everywhere. Terrible of me, I know, but the buses are brilliant at university. Once you get your uni card, which is your ID card, you can get on all the buses in Derby for free, and they take you all across the city, so you can get to the train station and then obviously anywhere in the country from that. They tend to take about 15-20 minutes to get to absolutely anywhere in the city. But we have got a bus timetable online as well, so you just pop that into the Derby website and it'll all come up and you'll be able to see exactly the time that your route would take to get you to places.
That's great. And also, it is quite easy to walk to the different sites as well. So if you were based at Kedleston Road and you were going down to one of our other sites, they are also all within reasonably good walking distance as well. So that's also an added bonus there for you. Okay, I think we're about done with questions now. So I think all that remains is for me to thank you very much again for coming.